Well, we're not on trail right now. This is where we stayed last night, back in behind Trent's Grocery. And had a little bit of rain here and there, but it wasn't too bad. Got everything up and out this morning. I'm going to check on Gavin. He's still packing up, but I think he's getting there. Had a horse last night. Listened to the river, the stream over here. Rushing by last night, that was kind of nice. And all kinds of insects and bugs and what all overnight. So slept incredibly well. So we'll talk to you soon when we get on the trail. Alrighty, we are loaded up and heading out. This is our latest start in forever. It's about 11 o'clock. And we camped up in the field up that way. Back there with the horse. Oh, there's my reflection in the mirror. And we are leaving Trent's Grocery, headed to Wapiti shelter. It's about 8.5 miles, so hopefully we'll go with great swiftness and it will be a good day for us. So we'll talk to you on the trail. Well, we're out and about this morning. We stepped off the road onto the trail up some stairs, which were kind of a waterfall of some of the rain that we've had the last day or so. And then we walked immediately into mud for a little ways, but not too bad. We were able to get around a lot of it. We think the trail is going to be kind of a gradual climb most of the day today. So far it's been really pleasant. The weather's a little cooler today. I've forgotten now what they were calling for the high, but I think it was down in the 60s or high 50s, low of 45 tonight. And I'm kind of looking forward to that because I sleep better out here when it's cooler because I have a heavyweight sleeping bag. The last several nights I've slept, I've awakened in a pool of perspiration, and that's not fun. I've taken to unzipping my bag and kind of laying it over the top of me, kind of like a quilt, and that helps. But when we get to Pearisburg, I'm going to at least explore the weight of like a little lightweight fleece throw blanket or something like that. See if that might be something I can cover up with on my pad at night and sleep more comfortably. We'll have to see how that goes. I've got a liner that I could have Beth to send back, but I don't know which way I'm going to go with it. The liner's 14 ounces. I don't know how much those little fleece blankets weigh, but I don't know. We'll explore it and see. But we're wandering along here. We've got some rocks, but not too bad so far. Hopefully that will stay the case. Right now we've just walked off the rocks. It's kind of nice to be walking on dirt and leaves all of a sudden. We're hoping for about an 8.5 mile day to the Wapiti shelter. And I just kind of like to stay in the shelter tonight. But if I pitch my tent, it'd be okay too. It's just a little quicker to get up and get going in the morning to not have to pitch or to put down a tent. Plus mine's wet. I'm gonna have to at least spread it out anyway if it's not raining. Let it dry out a little bit. So anyway, on up the trail. We'll talk to you soon. Alrighty, coming in on some moss-covered rocks, which are up on the sides of the trail where they ought to be. Yeah, we got a few down here, but not too bad. But just another gorgeous area with rocks and moss and ferns and all kinds of trees. Looks like there's some big rocks at the top of the hill there. Let's go back and try to read some more. We were talking the other day, it'd be really interesting to know some of the geological history of this area and why there are so many, areas like, ouch, this one that we're going down through that have the rocks everywhere and how that happened. I don't know how to look that up, but it is something that I'd be interested in looking at. I'll have to see what I can find when we get some internet connection and some time on my hands, like maybe in August. Let's see how things go. But anyway, we are moving along. We've separated out a little bit. We figured out that here in the last week or so, Gavin's the fastest one of the four of us. So he usually leads the way. He still doesn't have the confidence that I'd like him to have on the uphills, but he can do them. We haven't had really big uphills in the last little bit anyway. So he's well out front. I have long stride. I'm not walking real fast. I'm just striding out. And that puts me a little bit faster than Angel. Bullfrog's back there with her, but we'll all get back together when we hit a water source or a shelter or whatever, and do a lot of laughing, and that's important. When your feet hurt, you smell like you've not had a shower in several days, because oftentimes that's the case, and your pack's weighing heavily on your back and your shoulders are hurting because your straps are pulling even though they're not supposed to be. Laughter is a very, very important thing. We've had a lot of fun out here. You know, there's a lot of times that thinking, well, would it be best for me to say, well, I've done 600 miles and go on home and enjoy life there, or keep going? And that's a very real struggle. There's all kinds of videos out there on the psychology of the trail and how important it is to remind yourself of why you're out here in the first place. You know, I'm still enjoying seeing Gavin mature. I am enjoying the natural beauty that we're surrounded with every day, all the time. You know, even yesterday when it was raining, I made the comment, God's watering the garden. And we just happened to be walking through the garden at that time, and it's just one of those things. But it is a lot of fun, and I am enjoying this trip, and I wouldn't take anything for it. The rocks, on the other hand, you can have those. I'm having to slow down carefully right here since I don't have my four-wheel drive engaged with my hiking trekking poles. Oh. But I think I'm about to be out of it again for a minute, and I'm heading on up the trail. We'll talk to you soon. Well, here's the first crossing of a pretty decent mountain stream today, I believe. And this one's flowing pretty well this morning. There's more water than normal, I would imagine, just because it has been raining for the last day or so. But I have to pick my steps carefully. That one spot right there in the middle would be a good first step, or maybe that rock right there. And that's where trekking poles come in handy, because you can set one out and balance on it. Ouch! Trekking poles don't help you with that. I wasn't planning on that. I guess I'll duck, huh? But they help with that too. I can squat and put some weight on my trekking poles and take some off my knees. But really nice little area right here. The water's running. You can see right there somebody's got a rhododendron leaf stuck there to be able to catch water in a water bottle. That's incredibly a handy trick for filling up your water. So this is a good water source right here. It's running well. The water's clear, and I bet that tastes so good. I'm not sure I'll be able to drink chlorinated water again. Of course, I've got a well at the house, but I have really gotten accustomed to spring water filtered with our filters. So anyway, on up the trail. I just wanted to share that with you. Alrighty, we're getting really close to Dismal Creek right here. I think we're going to cross it. There was a waterfall. It's about 0.3 off the trail that since we got a late start, we chose not to go over there. We saw some pictures and it was kind of nice, but it's not the best one we've seen, so I think we were happy with our decision. We're all moving up the trail really swiftly this morning. It's been a nice walk today, nothing too big. Rocks haven't been too bad. Right now we're going through this rhododendron thicket. And I do like these things. I'm going to definitely plant some of those when I get home. I thought we were a lot closer to the crossing of this thing, but I guess we're not. There's another little view of the creek, but I'll turn back on here in a few minutes. Now here's another partially obstructed view of Dismal Creek. We still haven't crossed over it, and I'm wondering if we're about to, but thought that a while ago too, so I don't know, we'll see, but I am looking forward to seeing this thing up close and personal. It's really, I would assume there's a bridge, I don't know that, but we'll walk up the trail and find out what we see. Well, here's a less obstructed view, and this thing is really racing. I wonder if it's racing because of the rain that we had, or if it's always this full and moving on. I got to believe the rain plays into it some way, because it's really churning along here. It's a really pretty creek today. We've been walking beside of it for at least a mile, and I know at some point we'll cross it. I don't really know where, but I'll let you know when we do. Well, the hike today has brought me through this little semi-open forest area. lots of roots, but it's really pretty. The trail's a little muddy, but there's greenery all around. Love the ferns. A couple of different kinds of ferns right here. There's one, and then these over here have finer leaflets. Maple trees growing, little ones. And just a really pretty area. The sun's coming out. Hoping that'll dry things out a little bit, or at least it'll be out when we get to the shelter so we can dry some clothes and some shoes, because we've been kind of walking through the Appalachian River this morning. It's several places along the trail where we've had to wade through mud ankle deep, and some streams that are kind of running down along in the trail. But it's been a good hike. It's been fairly level and making pretty decent time, just kind of wandering through the woods. Here's one of those areas right now. This is the trail with all the water in it. And you can see the mud there where people have slogged through. I'm going to try this trip around right here. We'll see how it goes. And then I get to get back over here and cross on these rocks, theoretically. Oh, there's nowhere to go from here. I guess I go back out to the side. Yeah, that's why I need to dry my boots. Oh, and then we get to cross little creeks that are running a little high today because of the rain last night. So this one's definitely one I'm going to need 2 hands for. Well, I mentioned in the last little clip something about the Appalachian River and the fact that sometimes water runs down right down through the trail. Well, this is the Appalachian Trail right now, and you can see even right there the water is definitely running through here. I guess it's the result of the rain that we've had in the last couple of days. So anyway, we're going to plow on forward, but I did want to show you that. It's kind of neat. You can usually get around them, but if not, we'll hope the boots dry out quickly when we get to camp tonight. Well, I'm figuring this is about got to be our crossing of Dismal Creek, although I would have thought it would have happened an hour or so ago. And the water seems to be running a different direction from what I was expecting, but we've crisscrossed so many little tributaries, it's kind of hard to tell how we've wiggled in and around here, but we've got a really nice bridge. The water is flowing swiftly, and it's just as clear as can be down there in the water. That's just incredible. There are some campsites right over there. We're a little under 2.5 miles from the shelter where we're planning to stay. But moving on up the trail, but I did want to stop and show you this. And straight away, we're into a rhododendron thicket again, and I love these things. Hop down without, yep, there we go. And it looks like we're going to be probably following the river again, or the creek or whatever for a while. So that'll be real nice. I like to hear the sound of the water rushing through. Alrighty, back down across this creek again. Man, this is really moving today. I know that's got to be because of the rain. But man, this is just a really, really nice area to be hiking in today. Our hike today has just been kind of a walk through the woods, no pun intended. I mean, it's been pretty flat and level. I'm afraid it's going to rear up and bite us here at the end of the day, but so far so good. It's just been a nice peaceful walk. We've done a lot of walking through the rhododendron like this, and it's just so cool. I mean, temperature wise, and even if it were hot outside, I think there's so much moisture trapped in here and shade that this would be a nice respite from the sun. It's a little cooler of a day today actually than we've been experiencing, but it's not cold. I'm thinking it'll be comfortable in my sleeping bag tonight. Maybe I won't wake up sweating. That's one thing I got to figure out. I think I mentioned earlier, figure out what I'm going to do about sleeping in the summertime, because a 25-degree bag doesn't work really well on a 65-degree night. But that's something that we'll sort out, and I'll talk to some other folks and see how they're making out and make a decision soon. We're only a day or two out of Harrisburg, Virginia, and I don't know if there's an outfitter there or not. We're hoping that there is, because Bullfrog needs some shoes pretty desperately. And Gavin's stuff sack for his tent, I was pushing the tent down in the stuff sack today, and the top of the sack ripped right off. So there's no drawstring on the sack right now, so we've kind of got it rigged up for today. And we'll go through our stuff and see if we have something else that'll work until we can do something differently. weather has given way to blue skies. It was drizzly and rainy earlier. Still kind of cool, but at least it's not blowing rain, and even a lot of the water's blowing off the trees. I hope that's a good sign for drying out some clothes and shoes and such as that tonight, because that'll have to be done. And now we're out of the rhododendron into an open forest. It's just amazing how the forest changes as you walk through it. Just, you know, you step out of one type of a biome to another. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but I think it is. And there is some sort of a track. Where did I see it? Right there is some sort of a track. I don't know what kind it is. It could be dog. Somebody's got a dog out here. That's possible. Keep my eyes open and see. Because if it's a dog, they would have gone on up the trail. And I know we'll probably cross some other mud holes. But if not, maybe that was some kind of a wild varmint. Who knows? Well, the way this stream's running is kind of cool. It runs right here, makes a right, then a left. Just came over on that bridge right over there. And it's really, really running hard today. Still clearing out the mountains from all the rainstorm. But anyway, moving on up the trail. Looks like we're going to be beside this for a little ways. So, keep it here for a second. Okay, now I'm going through a lot of mud. Not a real clear way through that one, so I'm not going to keep it here for a second. We use both hands. Well, moving on up the trail. Not really quite sure what to make of this sign, but I think I'm going to take a chance and keep my clothes on, and hopefully I won't get in trouble. We'll see what happens. There's some jokesters out here for sure. Well, this is the pond that I just came on. It's, I think it's going to be fairly near to our shelter. It's a really pretty pond. There's a little walkway around it. I don't know whether there's fish in here or not, but very nice view. There's campsites around over there. Pretty neat little place. But I had to come up just a little ways over the dam right here, and the trail goes off to the left over there. So I'm gonna get back on the trail and head on up to the shelter.
There. Yeah, watch your language. You're being videotaped.
Okay. I hope you're watching carefully, because you're next.
That log looks slick.
Well, this is the time of the day that I enjoy. That's a shelter right up there. So we have made it where we were headed. I'm gonna sit down and take my boots off. Looking forward to that. Wapiti shelter.